Mindful living. What does it mean? I've been thinking about what are the important elements that make up a mindful life. How do we boil it down to the basics, the essentials? And how do we live a life more mindful? What does it mean? This video is slightly different from the usual videos I make, but I wanted to slow it down a little today and bring you along on this journey with me. Get a little more personal. When I think about my life and my attempts to bring more presence into what I'm doing, I guess you could call it awareness. I can think of 7 things or 7 habits to get into the practice of living a more intentional life. Mindful living or a mindful life will mean different things to different people, but to me, it really is about being intentional with everything around me, from how I spend my time to who I spend my time with and what I'm spending it doing. And ultimately, whether or not it's all leading up to the life I want to be living. And as someone who grew up in the Asian culture of do what you're told, do what society expects of you, it's taken me years to separate what others want of me versus what I want. But having not had a voice for so long, part of that struggle is also defining what is it I want and what is it I need. So of course, we first need to define what's essential in our lives. What matters? I usually break this down into 4 main areas in life: mind, body, soul, purpose. So in each of these areas, I define what's essential, what I need, and I build habits around them. The habits to support my mental, physical, emotional well-being, and a sense of purpose in my life. And ultimately, the whole point of living a more mindful life is so that you're living life on your terms. For me, everything relating to mind relates to the mental aspects of well-being. I'm an introvert by nature, but I guess you could call me an extroverted introvert. I do enjoy being around people. I can carry on a conversation, a little awkward sometimes maybe, but I mean, aren't we all? But I definitely need a lot of time alone, on my own, to recharge and just be away from people and chatter, to make my little YouTube videos. So I know it's essential I give myself that me time. If I don't, I get strung out and snappy, so I protect that time and space that I need for my mental well-being. When it relates to the body or physical well-being, nutrition, fitness, sleep are definitely the top 3 things I prioritize. Not necessarily in that order, and for me, when I'm busy in pre-production or on a shoot, the late nights, early mornings, traveling in different time zones, because I produce commercials for a living, and that's definitely not slow living. This is where I really have to stay aware and conscious of where I'm at with my physical well-being and really protect that time and space I need for that nutrition, fitness, and sleep. How I define soul are the emotional aspects of life. Your relationships with not only friends, family, community, but also with yourself. You could also define it as what are the things that bring you joy in life, the fun aspects of life. This is definitely an area I've been missing a lot of. I guess most of us have in the past year. I find it's definitely taken more effort to mix things up a bit in lockdown, but we've definitely gone out of our way to find different things to do at home to keep things fun, like discovering the Dutch countryside just 20 minutes outside of Amsterdam where I live. There were horses running around, we went hiking in the dunes and forest, and that made me realize how important this soul element is and actually how much I've been missing it in my life. This is the one I find trips people up the most. Purpose. Who am I? What is my purpose? And this isn't a big, lofty quest to come into your own. I think everyone's innate sense of purpose is built in, and often it's just about uncovering it. It's already there. Usually, I find a sense of purpose when I'm tapped into something that serves the greater good, where there's some kind of community aspect to it, where you're helping someone, or working on something with a mission that you truly believe in. Maybe it changes the world in some form or the other, or maybe you've just touched one person's life and made a difference. And for me, I don't even think it's about needing to know that I've made a difference. If there's something in your life you're doing already, where you're just showing up, doing the thing, believing in what you're doing, there's your sense of purpose. For me, ultimately, it's learning how to be a better me in all of these aspects of mind, body, soul, purpose. And since discovering YouTube, being able to share that with you has added another layer to this. I never thought I'd be excited to research, write scripts, shoot, and edit. I mean, filmmaking is a huge part of my life professionally, but making these lo-fi, low-budget YouTube videos on my health and wellness passion projects where I'm helping or inspiring you, hopefully, it's been another element to uncovering another layer to my purpose. Goals. Love them or hate them. If you don't achieve your goals, does that make you a failure? Is that why you don't set goals? I get it. The way I see it is, if you never set a goal or intention of where you want to direct your life, then you're going to spend a large part of your energy being busy, distracted, and on autopilot. To be and stay mindful is in service of ultimately what kind of life you want to live, and that is an end goal in itself. Having defined what's important to me in the mind, body, soul, purpose areas of life, I can set goals to achieve in each area. They're all components to build the kind of life that I want to live. When you've just followed along and do as you're told growing up, it took me a while to realize I didn't actually know who I was and what I needed. And finding my voice, learning to speak up, not to be afraid to express myself, has been a lifelong journey. If you know me, you might be surprised by this. But underneath all of this, there's still fears and insecurities about showing and sharing the different sides of me. And part of me leaning into these fears is to do it. And that's why this video is different from my usual videos where I can hide behind presenting information or a piece of education to you. I'm sharing a little bit about my inner world, because I find we also learn through other people's storytelling, and hopefully this is helpful. Let me know in the comments below and whether you like more of this storytelling format. Ultimately, all of these habits don't really mean anything unless you also regularly check in with yourself. Whether that's self-reflection through journaling or meditation, or little moments of self-awareness throughout your day to ask, how is this serving my highest good? Or is this essential? I found this has cut down on the mindless social media scroll, saying no more often, and actually being okay with saying no. You people pleasers will understand how it's hard to say no. But if you keep checking back in with, how does saying yes to this align with my mind, body, soul, purpose, goals? That's already a helpful guideline to follow. And of course, I know I said 7 habits, but there's actually a bonus 8th habit, just as if not more important, and that's to be kind to yourself. We might define what's important, set goals, achieve some, achieve none, but it's also good to stay flexible and open, knowing that plans can change and that's totally okay. Things might take longer and that's totally okay. It's all part of the journey and process of self-discovery. Sometimes you have to fail a few times or overstretch yourself a few times to learn where your boundaries are, and that's okay. Be kind to yourself. We're all just humans, having our human existence. So to sum it up, the first 4 habits are to define what's important in the 4 main areas of life: mind, body, soul, purpose. Then this allows you to set goals within each area. Speak up for yourself so you're not afraid to draw boundaries to protect your time and energy around the things that matter. Don't forget to check in with yourself, spending time to review, reflect, and see what's working, what's not. And bonus points, be kind to yourself. Recognizing that plans change, priorities change, life gets the better of us, and it's all part of the process. Rinse and repeat. If you'd like a worksheet to help you define what's essential in your life and how you'll set your priorities, everything I talked about in this video, I'll put a link to that download in the description. Hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy intentional living, spirituality, and wellness type videos, subscribe to my channel as I've got more to help you find more grace, ease, and flow in your busy life. See you in the next one.